What a great night at River of Life. I just want you to know how excited I am about our guest tonight. As Pastor Angie just mentioned a moment ago, it was 6 years ago. First of all, I met Jonathan, I don't know how many years ago, at the Dream Center. And then we were going to have our 10-year anniversary, and we were trying to figure out who we going to bring in, how are we going to do this. We got to do something big. And Pastor Angela said, hey, what about inviting Jonathan Martinez? Now, I'll be honest with you. I had heard Jonathan talk for like 2 minutes at the Dream Center as he was leading Adopt a Block. He got up and led in prayer. And I said to her, do we know if he can preach? And she goes, well, I'm sure he can. I think he can. And I said, well, is there anywhere online I can see if he can preach? And there wasn't. We couldn't find anything. And so we were like, well, I guess we'll invite him to come. And obviously he can preach because we've had him multiple times since then. He is one of my favorite people in the world, if I can be honest with you. We absolutely have just fallen in love with him and his whole family. Shannon and I got to go and spend some time with them in California. I got to preach at his church when he was there. And it's just been this great relationship. He has been here. We work him like a workhorse when he comes. Okay, he got here Thursday morning. Thursday night, I had him at Teen Challenge talking. On Friday, he talked to a bunch of pastors in town. And now he's going to preach here tonight. He's going to preach tomorrow morning. We're going to put him on a plane on Monday right before the Packers beat his Raiders on Monday Night Football. Let's welcome Jonathan Martinez to the stage.
Oh, man. Hey, can we give God some praise in church tonight, man? Listen, I love being at River of Life. I love it. To be honest, I don't preach often, but I like coming here and worshiping with you guys. Let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I want to give you some reasons. There's something special about watching a multi-generational church. You know, you see the dad serving in the parking lot, right? And the son on the base at church. You see little kids that I saw a couple years ago. They're now like 6'4", but they're only 13. I mean, what do they feed them in Montana? You know what I mean? And so I used to think that I was at least somewhat tall for a Hispanic guy. You know what I mean? And then I get here and everybody's a monster, you know? And so I'm just so grateful. I feel like part of your guys' family. And I do just want to take a moment because obviously you guys know that, you know, who your pastors are and you love your pastors. And I get that. And you should. But, you know, there's something special about when you can call someone at any time and they really legit take the time to pray for you, to listen to you. And it's not on the gram, it's not online, it's just taking his own time to talk to someone in California as I'm trying to process my own life at times. And Pastor Jason, I love you. I love you, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you for your investment in me over the years. And I know Katie, on behalf of my family, we love you. We're with you. We believe in you. And we just know God's got a lot more on the way. Can I get an amen, church, right now? All right. Well, if you're like me, I'm kind of one of these hustle guys. I'm always running. I'm always going. I enjoy kind of keeping up, running around. And maybe if you are like me or raising kids, you'll notice that there's so much demanding your attention at every given moment, right? At any given moment. I mean, it's either the kids' school, and then they started football, and then they started this sport, and then that sport. And it can be overwhelming because you kind of have to decide which thing to do. And then you have to look at your life and go, well, what's important and what's not going to work for me right now? And in the process, you can deal with some guilt and feel like, where's the balance here? What am I going to do? And what do I choose? What's important to me? And I got to be really honest with you, just at the beginning of this sermon, I have had the privilege of being in ministry now for, I think it's like 17 or 18 years. And let me tell you, when I was 15 years old, I was court ordered to a program called the Dream Center in Los Angeles. And I got busted with drug charges. And it was just a crazy time when I was a kid. Well, when I got to this place called the Dream Center, if you haven't heard of it, there's a trip coming up. Sign up for the missions trip to the Dream Center. Have you been? Raise your hand if you've been to the Dream Center, man. Man, half this church has been to the Dream Center. It's awesome. Now, when I was 15 years old, I didn't know what the Dream Center was. So when I pulled up to this 400,000 square foot hospital, I thought it was the Church of Scientology. I mean, I don't know what this place is. And I get there and I'm meeting people from all sorts of different backgrounds, and some people barely speak English because they're from Sweden, but they're here on a mission trip. And I'm looking around the hospital